Welcome in, everybody. This is not a video based on anything in particular. This is just me doing a bit of WWE 2K17 live gaming play. Potentially, depending on the opponents I get, whether they require my fully intense concentration for how long, we can get deep into some sort of topics of what's going on in the WWE and elsewhere. Been watching a few What Culture Pro Wrestling videos lately, and some of the things they're talking about with New Japan and stuff that's going on overseas is quite cool. But just a bit of might keep it just to WWE for the time being. But as you can see, I have my own character here, the very original name Superstar. I have customized somewhat the appearance and the moveset, so here we go. I've done alright. I've got up to 2 stars silver, so I'm up there. I'm no gold ranked yet, or no legend, that's for sure. So I still get my ass kicked, you know, infrequently or relatively infrequently. So I don't proclaim to be a WWE 2K17 expert, as you can see. And a lot of this, a lot of the live gaming, obviously anyone who live games or games online knows that a lot of it can depend on your internet connection as well. So let's not make excuses right off the bat though. But this is my Superstar character. A nice reverse suplex there. But so with Battleground somewhat in the rearview mirror, the somewhat relatively unsuccessful, undesirable, unattractive Battleground in the rearview mirror, we have Great Balls of Fire, which was, for me, I mean, I didn't even mind the name after that pay-per-view finished. Bring on, if they can make the next Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view that good, bring it on, because who cares? And maybe start naming some other pay-per-views with really silly names or after song lyrics. Perhaps pop in the comments what you think some new WWE pay-per-view names could be. Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, you know, that is by old Drowning Pool there, you know, rest in peace, the lead singer, comes to mind straight away. And that's I think they've had that as some kind of theme song before the WWE as well, potentially for SmackDown. Would you guys like to see Braun Strowman as WWE champion? I sure would. I think that would be fantastic, and I think it would be brilliant if he did it at SummerSlam, pinning Roman Reigns in a Fatal 4-Way match, also featuring Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. For me, that would be a fantastic way to put that bloke over as someone absolutely unstoppable, and also a fantastic match for the crowd. It would make him look unstoppable. It would be a brilliant way to win your first title. Brock Lesnar would still look strong. I don't really give a shit about Roman Reigns, to be honest. Hard worker or whatever. See, what's the thing with Roman Reigns? We hate him allegedly because he's being forced down our throats, right? I'm assuming that's correct. So, but now he's sort of been out of that picture that title picture for quite a while. And I've really enjoyed the Braun Strowman-Roman Reigns feud. I don't know about anyone else. I've really enjoyed that. I think the ambulance match was ridiculously good. I loved the shit out of that one. I think the whole feud has been brilliant. I think the out-of-ring stuff has been fantastic as well. Braun Strowman's I'm not finished with you yet. That was some of the best sort of promo work, you know, when he comes out saying he wanted more competition, that kind of stuff. I've really enjoyed that aspect of it as well. So it's not like it's just been a solely in-ring classic kind of feud. Roman Reigns, I've warmed to him somewhat. And it's because he hasn't been rammed down our throats as much lately. And as you can see, we are going to start another match, and we've got a 3-star silver. Welcome in, Escaping Soul. Welcome to the program. I am Kiwi Dan for NTS News. And please don't kick my ass too much, because this will be live. So having my ass kicked live on the internet, even if it is a fake wrestling character, isn't particularly awesome. What's up, man? I'm just talking about Roman Reigns. Do you have any particular thoughts on Roman Reigns? Are you a big WWE fan, or he's your favourite wrestler? Okay, brilliant. This is even better. What makes him? Why is he your favourite wrestler? Sort of explain a bit as to. So do you love like the moveset, just his whole deal? Yeah. Do you think he's been successful post the Shield breakup? Did you think he was going to sort of be this big post that Shield? Obviously a big Roman Reigns fan. Do you have his, I think my biggest issue with Roman Reigns is when he loads his Superman punch. To me, like, just do the Superman punch, leave the little loading thing out of it, because it looks kind of stupid, but that's just me. Oh, Ooh, the reversal. So would I be wrong in assuming that your finisher would be the spear? Oh. Ooh. Boom. And the mat. So, carrying on with Roman Reigns, I think much of the reason fans haven't warmed to him as much is because he's been forced down our throats a bit, without necessarily deserving anything. I think he's certainly earned his stripes now, though. Like I say, I've warmed to him a lot since the Braun Strowman feud. But I don't know, I think the WWE need to stop trying to push him as a particular heel or a particular face. I think they need to just let him do his thing and stop trying to, just let people boo or cheer him as they're going to naturally. Which I think is the same with most other wrestlers, but these days it's kind of strange. The face heel thing, people seem to be cheering heels and booing faces, but I don't know if that's any different to the Attitude Era. So it seems to just be particular wrestlers, maybe. Good reversal there. Did you watch the Punjabi prison match? What did you think of that one? Yeah. Not wrong there, man. And not even a count of 2. So that's Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe. I think would make a cracking SummerSlam main event. I saw a SummerSlam poster just earlier. Sorry, bro. The reason I keep talking is because I'm broadcasting this live on our MTS news channel as well. So I'm not necessarily talking to you if you're concentrating on the match or not. I saw a SummerSlam poster and looked like there could be fatal 4-way for the main event and a triple threat for the SmackDown main event. Jinder Mahal, Nakamura and John Cena, of all people. That could make for a pretty exciting main event as well. The rumour is the India project hasn't worked out so well for the WWE, and Jinder Mahal's title reign hasn't been so warmly welcomed over there, and that was one of the reasons they brought the Great Khali back. But so they'll be looking, if this plan hasn't really worked, come to fruition over there, they no doubt will be looking to take the belt off him soon, because I don't think he's quite, he shouldn't really have beaten Randy Orton clean that many times, and well, not clean, but he shouldn't have beaten that many times. But you've got John Cena 17th title reign, and you've got Nakamura potentially looking at a first title reign as well, which I think would really add some spice to SummerSlam. And then we've got old Superstar getting his ass kicked a little bit here. Oh, I got no more stamina. No more stamina to do a finisher. Shoulder breaker. Boom! Can he cover up? Can he follow up with a pin? Get down, ref. Get down. 1, 2. Oh, and the kick out. 2 3/4. Superstar can't believe it. He's devastated. What more does he have to do to keep this man down? Not get hit with that, that's for sure. Ooh. Heightening the drama, ladies and gentlemen. As we go up to the second rope. Oh! Oh, the spear! Roman Reigns. 1, 2, oh, not even a 2 count. This is bananas. Boom, RKO. Out in the middle of the ring. Both superstars down, ladies and gentlemen. It's not often you hit the RKO and the other guy moves quicker than you. Oh! I'm so stoked they got that on camera. I'm so stoked they got that recorded. RKO on Superstar, and I pin you for 3. What? Good game, bro. Take it easy, man. Oh, well done, ladies and gentlemen. You just witnessed that. All right, bro. Oh, you just saw that. That was hilarious. I never expected something like that to actually happen on one of these things, but it's added a little bit of excitement and some humour to the match. While I just go for a bit of a wander, show you the ring, show you the arena area in WWE 2K17. If you haven't played this game, I don't know if you haven't, whether you're a wrestling fan, if you haven't played this game, it's been out for almost a year. The next one's almost out. In fact, 2K18 was releasing a update on their souvenir edition of the 2K18 today. I haven't seen it personally. I don't know if anyone paying attention has. If you know what it is, chuck it down in the comments, because I would love to see it. It's not something I've seen myself just yet, as I go for a quick look up on the Google machine here. 2K18 WWE. What are we gonna do? See, Braun Strowman is pursuing me quickly. 2K18. See if there's been any updates. I don't know yet. We'll just leave Braun to give me a bit of a beat down for a second while I give this a little bit of research. 2K18 updates. So 2K18 coming out very, very soon. There's been a lot of news and rumours about the roster and the release dates and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, Seth Rollins has been named the cover, the face in the cover for this year. I had my pick on Kurt Angle there for a second, but obviously Kurt Angle is the pre-order, or is going to be, the special edition to the 2K18, franchise and release. So 2K18 being released on Nintendo Switch as well. That is, that's pretty good. That's relatively old news. I guess you've probably also known that, but hey, some people are a little bit behind the times like me. And what are you going to do about it? Absolutely nothing, because there's no way I'll change. You'll just find out 2 weeks later. So we are busy looking for another opponent at the moment. There's, it is going on 4:30 Auckland, New Zealand time, and sometimes it can be a little bit hard finding opponents, but that is okay. No more updates that I can find on the souvenir edition, but we can only hope, and New Zealand is a day or so ahead of everybody else, so that's potentially why it's not Thursday in the States yet. It's still Wednesday. Welcome in if you are listening. My name is Dan, and I'm here for MTS News. Just doing a bit of gameplay with WWE 2K17. Just enjoying the last few months before this one really becomes a bit redundant and the 2K18 will come out. Just having a bit of a discussion on latest WWE rumours, a few updates and things like that. What did you guys think of Battleground? What did you guys think of Great Balls of Fire? I did at the start of this podcast sort of go into a bit of detail what I thought about Great Balls. Overall, pretty awesome event. But we do have some interesting sort of storyline movements going forward for SummerSlam. One actually interesting observation I read about, and something that I thought was a little bit funny as well, speaking of Battleground, was if you had told me at the start of 2017 that the Battleground event would finish with the Great Khali holding the title, I would have called you absolutely batshit crazy, but apparently anything can happen in the WWE, including the Great Khali coming back, which is a little bit strange. Now, one interesting match going forward, or one interesting sort of storyline going forward, is the US title. Sorry if I'm jumping around a bit. That's just how I think. This is how I operate. So you'll get used to it. Obviously, looking forward to SummerSlam, looking ahead, we obviously know we've got Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. We have Naomi versus Natalia. We probably have Brock Lesnar, Fatal 4-Way, Brock, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. I'm expecting I would like, perhaps, triple threat, Jinder versus John Cena versus Nakamura. If it's just Cena versus Mahal, that's also another possibility heading forward. The New Day and the Usos going ahead in the tag team. There'll be a rematch or something. I can't really see any other tag teams right now really being viable opponents for the New Day. I think the biggest question as to whether the New Day and Usos will battle at SummerSlam for the titles will be who makes up the New Day. We've got Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt most looking pretty, that thing's starting to come to fruition now. And then so you've got this US title picture as well, and Kevin Owens is no longer the title holder. AJ Styles beats him at Battleground. You have Chris Jericho returning on SmackDown Live on Tuesday night, and basically walks straight into a US title picture, a US title match, claiming the rematch or whatever the stupid hell it was. So you've got these three guys. Obviously, Kevin Owens will want a rematch. He wasn't even pinned for the title. He's going to definitely want a rematch for that. Whether Shane McMahon or Daniel Bryan give him that rematch or not is another story, I suppose. But I'm seeing the sort of similar storyline to AJ Styles at WrestleMania coming up. Could be being played out. In the sense that Kevin Owens loses the title, he gets angry at Shane McMahon for not doing anything about it. He ends up blowing up at Shane McMahon, and they end up fighting at SummerSlam. Now, I sincerely hope that doesn't happen, because I don't really like. Shane McMahon is great at jumping off high things. He's great at falling off high things. He's great at being crashed through announce tables and taking ridiculous bumps. And one of my favourite matches of all time is McMahon Kurt Angle at King of the Ring. The year eludes me, but you know the one where he goes through the things and ends up all bloodied, and So that's one of my favourite matches. So I'm not hating on Shane McMahon. I just don't see any need for him to be wrestling or to be performing. You've got two entire franchises worth of performers who it's their job to wrestle. Why do you need a guy who's employed to be a general manager taking the spots of marquee events with big time opponents? Like, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles AJ Styles certainly is no small feat. Is no, small fry rather. But why have him occupying that space when you could have, I would rather see another Styles Owens for the US title than see Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens. I would rather see another triple threat. SummerSlam could going forward, and that's what you see. We can't find an opponent selected here, so we'll just go back to the start and we will try again. SummerSlam could have a bunch of triple threat for fatal four-way matches, because you could easily make the US title a triple threat again. You could add a couple extra tag teams to the tag team title picture if you wanted, and you certainly could add a triple threat stipulation to WWE Championship with Nakamura. And just to divert for 1 second, I also just recently read something about potentially Baron Corbin cashing in on, at the end of this event. So if this is Jinder Mahal going forward, if SummerSlam happens and it rolls around and it's champion Jinder Mahal versus John Cena for the WWE title, I would expect John Cena to be winning that match, because as he said on SmackDown, he's Super Cena. So that would be John Cena's record-setting 17th title reign. Am I right? So that would be John Cena's 17th title, his record 17th title reign. There is no way in hell Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, John Cena would put it this way. The WWE have made a lot of crazy decisions in their existence. But, speaking of, we've got AJ Styles. And so they've made a lot of crazy decisions in their existence. You would have to be batshit effing crazy to, just with the history of the Money in the Bank winner cashing in and winning, you would have to be batshit crazy to surely even think about letting Baron Corbin cash in on John Cena's record 17th title victory. There'd be a massive celebration, surely. So you'd have to be bananas to let that happen. Or that would put Baron Corbin over as a heel probably ridiculously well. If this goes the other way, and you have Nakamura, John Cena, and Jinder Mahal champion, and this ends up being a triple threat match, and John Cena doesn't win, Jinder Mahal doesn't win, but Nakamura picks up his first WWE title, you surely, and I say what I said a few seconds ago, surely, I know the WWE have made some crazy decisions in their time, but surely you would have to be batshit effing crazy to even put forward the idea of letting Baron Corbin cash his Money in the Bank briefcase in on Shinsuke Nakamura's first WWE title victory. Anyone's first WWE title victory. If it was Nakamura's third or fourth, and this wasn't SummerSlam, and he did it and it cashed in, or his, whatever, then okay, it doesn't seem to, it would probably fit a bigger narrative. I mean, you could argue it fits a bigger narrative here, but I don't really think it does in this sense. Baron Corbin has so much longer to hold on to that briefcase. Why would you cash it in at SummerSlam in a triple threat match, or in SummerSlam against John Cena, or at SummerSlam against Shinsuke Nakamura if he wins his first title, So that's just a bit of a rant to get that out of the way. There's been a couple of them. It's been a couple of good ones. Old Shane McMahon and Shinsuke there, and the title cashing in. Was anyone else surprised that Natalya won that elimination match at Battleground? I was. I'm starting to feel like there's been a few surprises lately, and they've come in a bit of a cluster. You've had AJ Styles winning this title, US title at a non-televised event. You've got Natalya winning the elimination thing. I'm sort of starting to get the sense that WWE are doing this stuff just to make it feel like anything can happen anytime, anywhere. But there are certain times that fans want a bit of certainty, and sometimes there's just times where fans believe superstars deserve certain things, and they're actually right. And I wasn't necessarily sure Natalya deserves that number one contendership. Now, we still have a bit of time to go until SummerSlam, and it wouldn't be totally off the radar if the WWE added a third person to that WWE title picture, WWE title match. In the name of Charlotte, I'm expecting, there'll be some kind of, well, saying that they kind of threw them into tag team action on. I don't get how Charlotte can go from being the women's champ to being thrust into a tag team feud with one wrestler and one manager, who's a Johnny or Jenny come lately wrestler, and Lana, Tamina and Lana, and basically Charlotte's sort of been pushed aside. Now, I hope this has nothing to do with, that controversy, and that the WWE aren't punishing her for anything, but because I'm not necessarily sure that was her fault, or, at all. But it just seems like Charlotte never had the record win streak of pay-per-views. Like, she's not some, I got to chuck you into a tag team feud because I don't know what else to do with you kind of performer. And it troubles me to sort of see her put that way. She's so much better than that. And it just seems like they might be sort of taking her out of the spotlight a little bit. It seems like Natalya would have been better placed in the tag team. I don't know. That could just be me. I could just be talking nonsense because it's been half an hour and I'm still looking for an opponent. I'm not too sure. I just gotta get a chair and hit AJ Styles in the head a few times. We're lucky that this isn't just a black screen, because I probably would have given up a long time ago, and you probably wouldn't be watching this podcast. So that's just my sort of rant on the women's picture. It's on one of the Wrestling New Zealand Facebook pages, I made a post on whether there should be a female tag team division introduced into the WWE. I think it's a bloody good idea. And I think that the women could sustain one tag team division, I think, across the board. They would need to boost the roster up a bit, though. You would probably need, another 10 or 12 female performers, and that could be really, really difficult to do. But, in saying that, well, maybe you don't need another 10, 12. They've got, 15? Have they got 15 females in the women's division, maybe? 15, 20, 10, 15? Anyway, you could do with maybe 2 or 3 more really big names. I know there's some big names in the NXT coming through, and that could be a time that you would implement such a program, when they sort of take their place in Raw or SmackDown or whatever. You could then, bring a tag team division in. I think there needs to be a women's IC title as well. I think that would be brilliant. They want to go on about this equality all the time. Why not just do it across the board? Some people might argue too many titles, but you know what? Titles sell fights, and that's something that Dana White at the UFC has found out very, very cunningly, and that's why there's been so many interim title bouts. I shouldn't say that's why, but that's what it looks like. Why you get so many interim title bouts in UFC? It's they do sell more. They sell more tickets. They put bums on seats, and they bring a bigger crowd. It's true. Title fights sell better. So a women's IC title match. A women's IC title bout. You've got Nia Jax. You've got Charlotte, who could. You've obviously got Bayley over the way there. You've got a bunch of female talent there that could potentially wear that belt and really sort of bring some prestige to it. and I think that would be, you know, quite a good, it would be a great attraction for the female division, as well as a tag team division introduced. So those are just a few sort of comments from me. If you guys have any other thoughts or comments on those particular topics, be sure to leave them down the bottom in the comments there. Be sure to like and subscribe this as well. Subscribe to MTS News, please. I think we went up 4 subscribers the other day, and that's huge when your whole subscriber pool was about 12. So that's brilliant, and thank you to every single one of those people who subscribed and pays any attention to our little channel here. We'd really love to grow this bigger, and so, you know, let us know if you've got any opinions on stuff and any things you'd like to see. I might leave this here for now. It's been 36 minutes, we've only had 1 match, so I might try this at another time when I get some more opponents or at a more busier stage. Thank you for tuning in, those who have, and I will be back. My name is Dan once again, coming to you live from for MTS News. Until next time, sayonara, folks.